So I grew up in a Christian home. I went to church every Sunday. My family were Christians, and I went to a Christian school. So I had a Christian influence in every aspect of my life. I remember when I was 6 years old, I was asking my dad about who God was and who Jesus was, and he began to explain to me who the Lord was. And I remember exactly when I was 6, truly believing that there was a God, obviously not understanding what it meant to be a Christian or the cost that it would be to be a Christian, but I remember believing in a God and in something greater than myself. And I was 6, and that night I prayed with my dad and I became a Christian. And life is pretty good. I struggled. There's, the joys in life and the difficulties in it. I moved to New Mexico, and when I went to college, things changed in my life. It was kind of boring. It was kind of dull. Nothing really exciting. God was still an important part of my life. All my life, I've been known as the good girl or the Jesus lover. So God was still really relevant to me in my life, but things were different. And I look back now and see that I have very little passion for Him. That it was just monotonous. That it was the every Sunday kind of a Christian walk that I was living. I remember during my sophomore year, I transferred to New Mexico State, and that Christmas break I went home and I really thought about the upcoming semester and the upcoming year and how I just wanted things to be different. And I remember praying that the Lord would do something different in my life, something exciting. I was praying that the Lord would change my life in any way, change my faith, just do something exciting and do something that I would never imagine. So I went back to New Mexico State for the second semester, and life resumed as normal. But one night I was driving back from Albuquerque, and it was pretty late, and I got into a car accident. It was really late at night. Like I said, I was by myself. I was driving probably 70, 75, and I got stranded in New Mexico, in Socorro, the worst place to ever get stranded. And I was just really helpless. I remember praying for safety too, right before, and 15 minutes later I fly off the road thinking I was about to die. My car was drivable. I was obviously very lucky and I survived, but that really did begin to break down the idea that I was in control of my life and my life was my own. After my car accident, I came back. I made it back to Las Cruces, important fact. After my car accident, I was really struggling with God. I started to question everything I believed in. I was questioning the value of life because I had almost lost mine. I was questioning my major. What was I going to do in 5 years, in 10 years? Who was going with me? I was questioning why I was at New Mexico State. I was questioning everything, all my goals, ambitions, the things that I thought I wanted for myself. And I was just in a really dark, clouded time in my life. I had never felt so low than that time, and I was just so confused. I was frustrated. I didn't understand who I was or where I was going, and it was just a really, really dark time for me. During that time, the Lord really, He just led me to Himself, and I started surrendering every aspect of my life to Him, every goal, every detail, every dream, every ambition, everything in my life started to change, and slowly I just walked out of this cloud of just confusion, and I looked back and just knew I never had to go back, that I never had to be that person again, I never had to live that life again, that the Lord was changing me and bringing me into something else. And for the first time, I believe that I experienced just this incredible power of God and the Holy Spirit in my life, and this lukewarm lifestyle and this lukewarm relationship that I had with God was changing, and I just saw this tremendous power, and I just fell in love with God, and He drew me into this divine romance with Him, and everything changed. Everything changed, and I realized that I was so blind to everything around me, to myself, and then I could see, and I was lost, and I realized that God found me. I didn't find myself. I didn't save myself, but that God came and rescued me, and it was just the most beautiful broken mess. God wrecked my life. He came and ruined everything that I had going for me, and because He knew better. And now I'm so grateful for that really difficult time in my life, because it led me to where I am now. And now I I just have a different relationship with God. I see a different God than I did when I was younger, when I grew up in the church, when I went to the Christian schools. Like, I see a different God, and he's just so real now. And it's a real relationship, and it's wonderful and it's beautiful. And I went to San Diego Summer Project right after all this was happening, and it was an incredible experience. I encountered God in an amazing way like never before. And then I came back to campus, and the Lord still continues to just show me new things and to teach me new things, and it's just been the most incredible adventure, and I'd never change it. I'm Jenna, and I'm a junior at New Mexico State. I'm studying fashion merchandising and design, and I'm from Seattle, Washington.